Hi, everybody. Dugroz here with Dugroz Reports. Today, I'll be talking about what's in my wallet for the second quarter of 2023. I know a lot of YouTubers like to do this looking ahead or kind of predicting what they'll do early in the quarter. I like to do mine a little later in the quarter, kind of a retrospective, what I've been doing so far. Better late than never, eh? Well, that's enough about that. Let's dive in. First up, the American Express Gold Card. If you don't know, the American Express Gold Card gets 4 points per dollar on groceries and dining. In our particular case, right now, my wife and I are getting a total of 9x on groceries. By the way, if any of my cards have a pink border, that just means it belongs to Mrs. Dugroz. So I did a whole separate video of how we're getting 9x, and I'll put a link to that up in the corner. But if you want just the real quick and dirty version, there was a referral offer that was going for a while that if you referred someone and they signed up, which did happen in our case, using our special link, we got +5 on groceries for 3 months. And we're still in that 3-month period right now. Since it automatically gives 4x on grocery, add in the 5. Right now we're getting 9x on groceries. So that's getting quite a bit of use. And again, you can check that other video if you want more details on that. Next up, the Capital One Venture X. This is just our general everything else card right now. Not everything can be put into a category. So if I'm at some random store, need to pay some random bill and they don't take Apple Pay or something like that, or if it doesn't fit into another whole category, then I'm just getting 2x on my Venture X. Right now, I'm really liking Wyndham as a transfer partner, and that's one of the Capital One transfer partners. And I'll get into some rationale and why that is a little later in this video. Next up is my US Bank Altitude Reserve. My old beloved card. And even though I've been trying to simplify and use fewer cards, this is a situation where sometimes Apple Pay is really handy. As an example, our car insurance, 2 cars and our homeowner insurance put together is around $300 a month. And we have State Farm, and they let you pay it in their app, and they let you choose Apple Pay for one of the options. So that's $300 a month or so. Take that times 3x, which the Altitude Reserve gets on mobile wallet purchases. That's around 900 points per month. So 1 year of paying that bill alone on this particular card is enough for about half of a rental car. If you think of some of my weekend getaways being around $300 for a rental car. So every other year, just paying my car insurance bill gets me a free rental car. And this card, it's really easy to get to the point where it's basically net, no annual fee between its $325 credits on travel or dining, as well as usually I can call up and get some sort of retention offer. Next up is the Citi Premier card. This one's been in my wallet not too long, less than a year. And I'm finding it to be kind of a good general card for a couple reasons. One is it gets 3x on grocery, 3x on dining, 3x on gas. So like if you're going on a trip, you can use that and get 3x in a lot of different places. And I sure don't mind Citi points. Citi can be transferred to Wyndham as an example. By the way, speaking of short trips, if you're wondering why there's a different background than usual here, it's because I'm on a trip right now. It's kind of a family reunion on my wife's side of the family. A bunch of relatives got together for my in-laws' 50th anniversary, and we're staying at an Airbnb, so I'm recording from there. So I like the Citi Premier Transfer Partners Wyndham. Hey, speaking of Wyndham, we have the Barclays Wyndham Earners Card. This is a business card. This card gets 8 points per dollar on gas station purchases. And now I'll give the big reveal, although if you've watched my channel for a while, you kind of know why. I think Wyndham points are pretty valuable. One of their transfer partners is cottages.com. And later this summer, my family's going to be staying at a cottage in the United Kingdom, in Wales specifically. There's a picture of it right there. And it's really nice. It's 2 bedrooms. So you can see the video where I did a little bit of math recently. I'll put a link right up there. It's called A Better Way of Valuing Points or something like that. I won't read it to you here, but $13,500 per night, 108,000 points for a 2-bedroom, very large, very nice cottage in the United Kingdom. And when I did my new way of kind of valuing points, I figured if I was just doing cash back, I would have only got $405 in value. That cottage right there is way more than $405 in value. Another one of the groups that you can use with Vacasa points is not just cottages.com, which is the United Kingdom and a few other European countries, but also Vacasa here in the United States it's kind of like cabin rentals, similar to VRBO. It's a competitor where you rent individually owned homes. They have some behind the scenes way of using points there. Don't really know exactly what they're doing behind the scenes, but works great for me. So I'm really loving the Wyndham Rewards right now. It feels like a real sweet spot, a real frugal sweet spot, to be more specific. Before we go any further, I will mention on this particular YouTube channel, we talk about finding epic value, including, but not limited to, credit card rewards for the average American. If that sounds interesting to you, please click the thumbs up button and please subscribe to this channel. Let's keep going. Next up is the Chase Air Canada Aeroplan card. And I'll pull up a new screen here and go over some of the earnings on this card. And here's mine right here. Just got it recently. It's still nice and shiny and new. Now, in terms of the sign-up bonus, the current sign-up bonus is 50,000 points after spending $3,000 in the first 3 months. Point-wise, it earns 3 Air Canada Aeroplan points at grocery stores and dining, including takeout, and Air Canada itself, and 1x everywhere else. And you might be thinking to yourself, Doug, I don't see you flying to Canada all that often. I've never flown to Canada. I've only been to Canada once, and I was 12 years old. So that's true, and I might never fly Aeroplan. But there is this interesting little thingamajig here that says, pay yourself back, and it emphasizes that you can pay yourself back on purchases for hotels, car rentals, rideshare, flights, and more. Basically anything Chase codes as travel. There's no limit to how much you can do that through the end of this year, 2023. And each subsequent year, it would be a 50,000 point maximum redemption. In my case, because we're going to England later, I'm going to use this for things like tolls, taxis, parking ramps, buses, those kind of things. And something I'm wondering about is the London Underground, the subway system. Have any of you ever used the subway in London with a Chase card? Did they code it as travel? I'm thinking they probably will. So that's my plan, but put a comment down below if you know for sure. And those are redeemed at 1.25 cents each. So functionally, I'm paying a $95 annual fee to get $625 in basically reimbursed travel. So this is sort of my slush fund for miscellaneous travel while on our trip. By the way, I'll put a link to the Aeroplan card in the description down below or a pinned comment. If you're considering the card, please use that link as it does benefit this channel. I'll take just a moment to update the full spectrum. In other words, all of my credit cards, both myself and Player 2. Now, I did a video that was showing that I had 31 credit cards going into this video. This was my annual fee chopping video. I'll put a link up there. And it looked kind of like this on screen. I realized that I made a mistake in that video because you'll see here there's 2 Chase Freedom cards listed for my wife. She does have 2, but one was a product change from a Sapphire Preferred. And there's the Sapphire Preferred down there. So I listed the card that it was changed from and changed to. I should have only listed one or the other. So in reality, it would have looked like this. So going into that video, I had exactly 30 credit cards between myself and my wife. And then we chopped away 3 of them when I did that video. The American Express Platinum card that was in her name, the Amazon Prime Visa by Chase, and the Hilton Honors Business card. So my full pantheon of cards actually looks like this right now. 27 different credit cards, including business cards and both Player 1 and Player 2. I would appreciate it if you would engage with this video by clicking that thumbs up button, subscribing, and asking any questions you may have or putting comments down below. That really does help. Some, but not all of these cards have refer a friend links, so always check that description box or a pinned comment if you want to help me out. As always, may your spending be frugal and may your points be plenteous. Thanks for watching.